Celebrities checking into rehab has never been taboo. Some say celebrities check into rehab for press purposes. It seems like another way for celebrities to get their names not only in the news, but on the cover of magazines. Robert Downey Jr., Charlie Sheen, Matthew Perry, Robin Williams, and Miss USA Tara Corner are just a few celebrities who have a rehab stay on their resumes. To what extreme will a star go to keep their name in the media? What extreme? Bad press is better than no press?
My roommate is in public relations, and I would say that he always tells his clients that any press is good press until they know who you are. And then when they know who you are and they get to connect you to a certain philosophy or a certain doctrine, then when you deviate from that, then that's when bad press can be really, really bad press, right? So I think fame and notoriety come about when you're building a career, but once you have established something, like say for instance, you've established a career as like a man of the cloth or something like that, and then you deviate from something that is Christian or something like that, then it's like, okay, well, this is bad. This is really, really bad, because that's the type of reputation you have. So it's tricky, but you know, if nobody's talking about you, then, you know, hey.
Well, it seems to me that it's okay. It's expected. For a celebrity to go to rehab, it's good. A man of the cloth to go to rehab, I don't know if that's so necessarily acceptable.
Right, but then again, like there are celebrities that claim to be overtly Christian, and then they would do something that, you know, maybe is not as biblical, and I'm not trying to make it a religious discussion, but then it turns into, okay, well, because you're against the philosophy that we have accepted you into our homes with, then now this is bad publicity, because how can you come back from something like that? You see?
Well, you know, rehab is like, for African Americans, we shy away from, you know, going to psychiatrists. They think, what, you crazy?
Yeah,
you
what are you
need, you know, you have to go to therapy.
Right.
But when we look at rehab, when we see celebrities going to rehab, I don't think there's that stigma placed on celebrities for that.
I don't think so.
So it's okay to go to rehab, but it's not okay to have a psychiatrist?
It's okay to go to the most extreme form of psychiatric treatment possible, because I mean that's
what
rehab
it
is
is.
inpatient
Right.
treatment.
It is.
Right.
It is.
And an intervention, as opposed to just maintenance. you
Right,
know?
exactly. It's
Right.
not like, you know, you're just going to go into cold turkey, you know, in a facility like that, you know, because I'm sure they have a designer chef, right?
Yeah.
They have recreation, swimming pools, sauna, you know, massages, you know, anything to get you through your time. You know, $9,000 a day, some of them run,
Yes.
you know? I mean, is it a spa or is it really rehab?
Well, I think there has to be some type of vacation in a rehabilitation center, because a lot of times whatever you are battling, right, you really just need a break from it, right? Maybe the alcoholism is because you have such a stressful life, or maybe the drug problem is because you have such a stressful life, and so they try to make the environment as comfortable as possible. But if you know anything about America, then you know comfort is expensive. So
Yes,
you
it
know
is.
that
Very
all of the
expensive.
spas and the fancy chefs and the this and the that, you know, it can turn into a really pricey thing. But it helps with the rehabilitation process, because it's more than an intervention. It's more of a mental break, because sometimes you just really need to take a break.
But what about their image? Charlie Sheen, he's in and out of rehab. Do parents say to their kids, "Don't watch 2.5 Men"? You know, it's bad. He's not a good influence. Does it really mar their image?
I would say no, right? I'm gonna give somebody else an opportunity to talk. But I would say no, and the reason why is because rehabilitation, to me, in any form, would say that you're seeking help. Right? You know, I'm trying to help myself out, right? I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be, but I need some help here, and I'm gonna go get some. I'm gonna go live at this place for 2 or 3 months and get this help, as opposed to I'm just gonna run myself into the ground until, let's say, the legal system takes up the issue, and then I'm behind bars or something like that. I think rehabilitation is a personal step that a person can take so that they can begin to be in control of their own success, their own destiny, and that, to me, is admirable.
Well, I'll tell you.
I agree.
Yeah. you know, when it's revolving door, I wonder if they're really getting the treatment that they really need. You know, if Charlie Sheen knows if I go into rehab, I'm going to get the cover, you know, of People or whatever. Yeah, sure, I'll go into rehab because that puts me in the light of the public eye. Even though I don't have a gig right now, but people are thinking about me. Producers are thinking about me. I'm in people's minds. So if that's what I have to do to get into people's minds, that's what I'll do. Look at Britney Spears. You know, Lindsay Lohan, revolving door, revolving door, revolving door.
Right.
So I mean, I don't know if it's always good, you know, or if they just use it as a ploy.
Well, Charlie Sheen's been rewarded for his crazy behavior too. I mean,
Right.
the Tiger Blood thing, all of his promotions he's getting. He's on all these commercials. You know, if you're at, what is the commercial with all the images from Platoon and like he's in a Japanese bathhouse and it's, you know, he had strippers and hookers living in his house with his two very
Those two
young
girls? Yes, I saw
sons.
them.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Wow.
you know, but he's got endorsements.
Yes,
left
he
and right.
does. Yes, he does. The queen of talk, Oprah Winfrey, who has tons of endorsements, scored the first interview with Bobby Christina after the tragic death of her mother, Whitney Houston. The interview focused on Bobby Christina following her mother's footsteps. Many celebrities have children who follow in their footsteps. Natalie Cole followed in her father, Nat King Cole's footsteps. Heather Locklear's daughter, Ava Sabora, is following in her mother's footsteps and will be appearing in the upcoming film, This Is 40. Do audiences expect more from child stars who follow in their celebrity parents' footsteps than a child who breaks into the business? Do we, like, are we going to expect more from Whitney Houston's daughter? Does she have to sing like a bird? I mean, better than her mother, as good as her mother?
Right.
At least as good.
At least as good as. I think that there's a sense of nostalgia that comes when you have a child that has a famous parent, because Americans, we like to fall in love with stuff, right? We loved Whitney Houston, right, when she was, you know, in her prime, and so to see someone else and come and pick up where she left off, and then they're from the same bloodline as she is, then that really means something. But I mean, it's been like that since European monarchies, right? Like they would love for a princess to come along that was exactly like the queen and that would do things exactly like the queen did it. And so I think that when we have celebrities, say like Goldie Hawn and her daughter, her daughter's name is slipping my mind right now, but she's extremely famous, right? And so I think that when you see that, it's because it's the nostalgia, right? We want to see these children do as well as their parents did, and it makes us feel comfortable because we remember a time when, you know, your mother was acting like this or your mother was singing like this.
You're
right?
carrying on.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, Shireen, you're in the business, right? So are any of your parents in the business?
No.
No. So you're breaking in by yourself. Yeah.
Exactly.
But you must know people that have a much easier way to walk through that threshold. So how does it? What do you think about? Do you think that less people think less or expect less of you because your mother was not an actress, or how does that work for you?
Well, with me being virtually unknown, people don't know what to expect from me. People can. I can define myself however I want to.
Right.
But when you're a celebrity's child, you have a certain stigma or a certain level of expectation already just because of your name, just because of who you're related to. So I think
it's freer
I
for
think
you.
it's a little bit harder. Yeah, I think it would be a little bit harder to establish yourself as an individual if you came from a famous family.
Yes, as an individual, but you have a launching pad that other people don't have.
True.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, many celebrities have been backing the Invisible Children's Kony 2012 campaign. But what is Kony 2012? Kony aims to make Joseph Kony famous, not to celebrate him, but to raise support for his arrest and set a precedent for international justice. The premise is, if people know about the crimes that Kony has been committing for 26 years, they will unite to stop him. Celebrities like Diddy, Kim Kardashian, and Rihanna are coming out in support and tweeting about it. Does the support of celebrities make another support instantaneous? Like, do we support them just because P. Diddy tweeted us and, so, we got to support that too?
I think that has a lot to do with being socially conscious, right? There's some people that watch the news, and there are people who don't. And the people who don't watch the news are more inclined to consume entertainment news. And so as a consumer of entertainment news, you might not have heard about it until P. Diddy or Rihanna said something about it. And so that light that is shed from a celebrity gives it license to be discussed. Now it's a water cooler conversation because you can go to work and you feel informed, even though you're not an avid CNN, BBC watcher like some other people or some more informed people are.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they are telling me that we are out of time.
Oh, no.
Time flies when you're having fun. That's all the time we have for Hot Topics. I'd like to thank my guests, Sarah Jane Husky, Shireen Whitfield, and Clarence Ball. We'll be right back. And when we come back, we might just have the cure for Alzheimer's. Stay with us.
Hit it.
Support the Red Cross and change a life, starting with your own.
You know, you don't have to think like this. You don't have to feel like this. We're the Boys Town National Hotline, 1-800-448-3000.
Life can be frustrating, but doing taxes doesn't have to be. E-File. Learn more at irs.gov.
I had a stroke.
I had a stroke.
I had a stroke 5 years ago.
750,000 Americans experience a stroke each year. And if you've had a stroke already, the chances are good that you could have another one. But it doesn't have to happen. You could be a stroke smart star.
I'm eating healthy and I'm exercising again.
I always take my medicine and follow doctor's orders even if I feel fine.
Even when I feel fine.
After 35 years, I quit smoking.
If you take steps to improve your health, you'll greatly reduce your risk of another stroke.
Watch what you eat.
If you smoke, quit now.
Keep your blood pressure and cholesterol levels under control.
You can avoid having another stroke.
Recurrent strokes are more deadly than first strokes. Find out more about National Stroke Association STARS, Steps Against Recurrent Stroke. Talk to your doctor and go to stroke.org today.
Do the things you need to do.
What are you doing to stay healthy?
I'm not going to have another stroke.
You do have to do what I say!
Are problems with your child affecting relationships with your family? Call the Boys Town National Hotline at 1-800-448-3000.